What's up, guys? Welcome to another Marriage Mondays, where we spend Mondays talking about marriage. My name's Ameer.
My name's Kamara.
And today we're going to talk about our story.
Part 3.
If you haven't seen parts 1 and part 2, you can check it in the link in the description below.
Ours is going to be in the corner of the videos where it has a little I button. You click that and it shows the videos.
Enjoy. Part 2 ended off after I proposed to Kamara and I was driving her back home to her mom's house. So on that trip, I called my mom and I played a prank on her. I called her and I said, "Hey, Mom."
No, you didn't say, "Hey, Mom." You called and you were silent for a little bit because I was in the car too. You were silent for a little bit. And she was like, "Oh, what happened?" And you were just like, "Oh, I don't know if I want to talk about it."
Yeah. So I was like, she said yes.
She got mad.
Yeah.
She got super mad.
She was upset about it, but alhamdulillah, things worked out in the end.
She was happy that I actually said yes.
So I dropped her off, I left, and I went home. And then we ended up getting permission to kind of talk more so that we could figure things out.
Yeah, so did you ask my dad for my number? Or did he just give it to you?
I think I asked for it.
You did?
I
he
asked
asked
for
it. He also asked me for
him.
it too.
Yeah, so I asked her dad for her number, and he said, okay, yeah, but he didn't have your number, so I had to ask you for your number.
He didn't have my number.
No.
He's lying.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't have my daughter's number.
Yeah, I thought it was really weird. I was like, okay. So I messaged her on Instagram, and she gave me her number.
Yeah.
Through the Instagram.
Yeah, I was like, he was like, your dad said it's okay for me to have your number, so can I have your number? And I was like, let me make sure with my dad before this dude gets me in trouble. I was like, Dad, you said,
Yeah, we still ended up getting in trouble anyways.
But it wasn't trouble. It was just some people got a little sad. We ended up starting to talk, and this was about 2 weeks before we were getting married. Because we set our Nikkah date for November 27th. I think originally it wasn't supposed to be November 27th. It was supposed to be November 28th, a Friday.
Yeah.
I wanted for it to be on a Friday. But things happened, and then we had to end up changing it to November 27th. So, we had a month to plan our wedding and, everything. And so for a part of my dowry, I wanted a walima. I wanted Ameer to pay for the expenses for the walima and stuff like that. So I think there was a little miscommunication that caused a little drama between families for a little bit.
Yeah, I didn't understand what was going on. And our mothers are both strong-willed individuals, so they clashed for a little bit.
Yeah, for a moment.
After everything was said and done, we worked out.
We're jumping the gun, babe. We got to talk about this in detail because... Yeah, because...
All right, so what happened?
First, let's start from the beginning, okay?
All right.
So we're talking, and we're actually having conversations and phone calls, and it's like, oh man, this guy is actually pretty cool. He's even more cool than the guy I met when he proposed to me. That was the cool Ameer, and this is the Ameer that's like, oh dang, that's about to be my husband, Ameer. The other dude was like, yeah, I guess I'll marry him. But this one's like, oh man, I'm gonna marry him. Yeah. That's my man. We're getting to know each other more, starting to like each other, but we never said how we felt about each other during this time. We never used terms of endearment. Didn't compliment each other really.
It was just getting.
It was casual.
Just casual talking, trying to get to know each other more. Alhamdulillah.
Yeah, without emotion involved.
Yeah.
It was nice. It was real talk. It was real talk.
Yeah.
Stop making that face. I'm just saying it was real talk, not this fantasy talk that people have where it's oh, when we get married, it's going to be like this and that and that and that. Yeah. It was real talk because we knew we were getting married. So it was we didn't have to talk about what's going to happen when we get married. We're have a white picket fence for a name of our children, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, it was real talk.
Yeah, we talked about
I don't remember what we talked about.
I don't know, things like how many kids you wanted, if you wanted to have kids, if you would get an abortion.
Oh, yeah, we did talk about that.
Yeah, just to, when you're talking, you got to hammer out all the real details.
Controversial conversations.
Yeah. You probably should do that before you actually propose, but...
We did that like our first couple months of marriage.
Yeah.
He's talking about stuff we should have talked about before even getting married.
Hey, you live and you learn, and that's what Marriage Mondays is for. That is what it's for.
Have those deep conversations.
Yeah.
Anyway, it comes time to really start planning this wedding. And I kind of didn't really want a walima, but my mom and his mom, they really wanted one. So our families wanted one, so I was just kind of like, okay, do what you guys want. So we're finding things. We were trying to figure out what we want to do, what hall we want to get. And it was a pretty simple wedding. If you guys see like a behind the scenes Nikkah video, you see like the hall wasn't really like, wasn't like a little fancy thing. It was simple. But it was kind of stressful because, you know, Ameer just got here. He just started working. And it was like, okay, now I'm supposed to pay for all this stuff.
It was a little overwhelming because I hadn't saved up for marriage, right? I had only...
Saved up for a living?
Yeah, only saved up for a living. I didn't expect to blow my funds on her. And so, yeah, it was a little nerve-wracking. I think after a while, like I just didn't care. So I was like, all right, you guys do what you do. I basically knew none of the details. I just told my mom to work it out, and my grandma talked with them, and they worked out everything, and I just basically wrote a check.
Yeah, so we had to go get our marriage license because my dad was very keen on us getting legally married before anything happened. So we had to go get our marriage license, and once we did this, we went to dinner after this.
No, we didn't get our marriage license until after we were married.
No, we didn't. We got our marriage license before because remember we had to have the sheikh sign it?
Yeah, he had to sign it.
Yeah, exactly. We had to get it before.
So we had our Nikkah.
No.
And he signed it.
No, we came out here before. We came out here before we got married. And we went to go get our marriage license. And I was like, this is it. We're about to be legally married. No turning back now. We weren't Islamically married yet.
Yeah, we were.
No, we were not.
Yes, we were.
No, we were not. I have the picture to prove it. We went out there to get the marriage license. We went to Levi Stadium to see everything, and we took pictures together. And we were standing at that awkward length because we couldn't stand close to each other because we weren't married.
I just don't remember the imam ever signing it. Who signed it?
Someone signed it, and we sent it back, and they sent it back. Sheikh Mohammed signed it, and then he sent it back.
Maybe.
And then we got it in the mail. And you're like, oh, darn, now this proves that we're married. You don't remember?
Nah, I don't really remember it.
Anyway, yeah, so that's what happened. Yeah. We went to go get our marriage license. And after we took that picture, after we got our marriage license, I was like, okay, this is official. We are official. So I posted on Instagram the very first time that I was like, no one knew that I was going through this process except for like a couple of close friends, maybe. So no one knew. So I kind of like abruptly announced that I was engaged. I was to be getting married in the next month. So it was a kind of a sudden. So I made that official. Like people knew. There was no turning back. And then we had this like dinner to talk about all the details of the wedding and all the details and finances and like that. But before this, Ameer and I were talking on the phone, and I think The Hunger Games was coming out in that November. And he promised me, he said, oh yeah, you know, because
I don't think it was Hunger Games.
It was some movie. I think it was The Hunger Games.
It was
Was it Harry Potter?
What was it? Maze Runner.
Maze Runner?
Yeah.
It was some movie. And it came out in November.
It was the first Maze Runner.
And it came out around the time we were to get married. So our plan was to have our Nikkah and stuff like that and then go on a date where we were going to go to the movies and watch this movie together. That was the plan. Okay. Now, fast forward back to this dinner with our details of our wedding. So we're going over this. My mom is laying on all this information, you know, and Ameer's looking like he's getting kind of stressed out. And he gets really quiet by the end of the dinner, and I could tell that he was like, dang, this is a lot of stuff. I didn't sign up for all this stuff. So we were leaving that night. After we're leaving, like not even 20 minutes later, we get a phone call from your mom. And my mom puts her on speaker so she could talk. Your mom was like, so what happened? And my mom was confused, like, oh, we just got back from dinner with Ameer. We're talking about, like the details and stuff like that. And she's like, yeah, I know. He sounded really upset on the phone when I talked to him. So I'm trying to figure out, like, what happened. And then my mom was like, are you... Like, I'm paraphrasing because I don't remember exactly what they were saying. But she was like, are you accusing me of doing something to your child? And so they're going back and forth. And then I'm just like, oh my God, this is so awkward right now. This is so awkward.
That's heck of
So, and then I text him to make sure that he's okay. And he was like, yeah, I'm fine. I'm just going to go to the movies. I was like, you're gonna go by yourself? He's like, yeah, I'm just gonna go by myself. And then I said, what are you gonna see? He's like, I'm gonna go see The Maze Runner. And I was like, oh wow, this dude's about to go see The Maze Runner after we made plans to go watch this movie together. He's just gonna go and see this movie without me. I was like, okay, Mr. Sir.
I low-key forget, in my defense. And I don't know, I guess at that time, I was just having second thoughts on whether or not I actually wanted to get married or not. But then I was like, dang, she did already announce it, so it would be kind of
embarrassing.
Yeah, or messed up for me to cancel it.
I know. And when we got home, man, I'll tell you after what you talked about, I was thinking.
I don't know. I just like did some self-reflection and thinking about it, and I was really close to not going through with the marriage at that time. I'm not gonna lie. And it wasn't because of her or anything. It was just because I don't know. I felt like I had rushed into things, and like I didn't really want to be married at the time. And so I blame my mom.
You blame her?
Heck yeah.
Why is it her fault?
Because I didn't want to get married at the time, and she just kept like kind of forcing it on me. And, like, it wasn't even the first time she had tried to do it before. Like,
the first time she tried to force you to get married?
Yeah, it will not force me, but like make me want to like
push, a little push, a little nudge.
Nudge. And so
people might want to hear that story, babe. Prepare for that.
Nah, I don't think they want to hear that. No, I just need to take some time. But in all seriousness, even if she hadn't done that, I still probably wouldn't be married. I'd probably be doing my own thing. So alhamdulillah.
Everything happens for a reason.
Yeah. Completed my deen. Alhamdulillah, with a beautiful young lady.
Oh, that's me, babe.
Yeah, that's me. Yeah.
So while he's contemplating whether or not he wants to get married, I have the sense that he's contemplating whether or not he wants to get married. I'm like, and my mom's like, dang, you just need to talk to Ameer right now. I was like, no, he went to the movies without me. I don't want to talk to him right now because we made this deal. And I was like, you know what? He better not back out of this. He came and proposed to... I didn't propose to him. He proposed to me. And then all of a sudden, he's going to want to back out of this?
You act like you would propose to a guy.
I would propose to a guy.
Yeah, right.
I would totally propose to a guy.
No, you wouldn't.
I would totally.
Yeah, right.
I would totally. I would be like, hey, Ameer, I think you're a pretty cool person. Would you like to be my husband? I probably wouldn't use those exact words. I would be like, hey, do you want to be in my life forever? Yeah, right. Your dad wouldn't allow you to propose to a guy. That wasn't the thing. You said what I would. Whether my dad would allow something or not, that's what I would. Baby. I would do it. If he wouldn't let me do it, I mean, that's him. I would do it. Oh, well, if we can't. So I was like, he better not end things because I put this on Instagram. I made this official. If he does this, I'm going to be irritated. Yeah, I was just thinking really hard. I was like in a depressed state. Yeah, you were so you didn't talk to me for like 3 days, you know? No. It was very limited talk, and I was like, dang, like I was talking to my mom. I was like, I think he's contemplating this. But he better not. That's all I'm saying. He better not. Yeah. I'm gonna beat him up. I just spent all my time at the masjid thinking. So I think people need to know out there that it's normal to...
Yeah, it's definitely normal to have regrets.
Regrets? That's what you were feeling? Regret?
It's not, what is it? Second thoughts.
Second thoughts, because I think we need to Google
it's
regrets so you can hear.
It's normal to have second thoughts.
Yeah, second thoughts.
You know, after time, I got over them, and I was ready to fully commit to this marriage.
And then it was time for you to see my hair. So he came out one weekend, and I forgot what we did. We did something, I don't know. But anyway, my dad was like, he was like, you know, Ameer's going to need to see your hair. He's going to need to see you uncovered, because that's the opinion that my family follows. So I was like, okay, cool. Let me try to fix my hair. I had it nice. I had it looking nice. Color was nice. Anyway, I ended up dyeing it. And when I came out and showed my dad, he was like, no, what did you do? You look so sophisticated. Now you look crazy. It's like, Ameer's going to think you're crazy. I was like, God, I know that. It was an accident. the bleach went crazy.
It didn't look that bad. I saw her hair. It was like darker. Like there wasn't much light in the room, you know?
Oh, so you didn't really see my hair?
Yeah, I just saw, like, you know, the shape of your hair, I guess you would call it.
Yeah.
Trying to put it in a way that
it's not describing
that's
my
not
hair.
describing her hair. Yeah, I like the pattern of her hair. It was nice.
You did the cutest thing when he saw my hair. He had like this big smile on his face, and then he like looked down, like he couldn't look at me again. Like he was smiling and looking down. And then it was time for him to get out of the house and go home.
Yeah, I think that was the last time I really went up there.
That was the last time, because that was a week before we were getting married. Wait, you didn't talk about when you called your mom. She loves to tell me that story.
I don't remember it.
Wow.
I don't remember calling her. But she tells you.
Convenient. Yeah, she always tells me every time I see her.
What happened, babe?
She said that Ameer called me, and he was like, Mom, it's like what I've been dreaming about. It's what I've been making dua about. I love her hair. It's just what I wanted.
Yeah, alhamdulillah. We had our outfits and everything, so we were ready for our Nikkah. We set it up for that Thursday. My family flew out. They were all going to stay with me in my little apartment because it's just cheaper that way. I have a family of 8, which was a story in itself. Oh my God. So, we're kind of used to living in close quarters, but it was definitely a struggle. But all of our family did arrive on time.
Oh, your family?
Which is more than we can say for some people's family.
I arrived on time. My mom arrived on time. Some of my sisters, some of my brothers, and my dad was late. Yeah. He was like an hour maybe.
The thing was, we were getting married before Dhuhr. So people were basically waiting for us at the masjid so that we could, because I had the imam, and so that we could
get married,
and then we were going to pray and stuff.
Yeah, we're going to leave, but he came like right before Dhuhr. So we prayed Dhuhr and then we got married, I think.
No.
We got married, then we prayed Dhuhr? Yeah, we did, because I remember people congratulating me. Mm-hmm. I'm like, oh, you just get married? I'm like, yes, I did actually. Oh, damn. Ring. Then we leave. We have a dinner at Ameer's house. His grandmother cooked us some turkey and some macaroni and cheese and stuff. It was lovely.
My grandma, when she had arrived, she had got us a hotel room. It was so embarrassing because she booked it ahead of time, but she wanted to go to the room to check it out. So the guy who's at the desk, he says, yeah, can we check out the room? Is it clean? You know,
or your mom asked the guy who does to check out the room?
My grandmother. And then he was like, the linens haven't been changed yet, but yeah, you guys can go in the room and check it out. She's like, okay, we just want to make sure that everything's right because he's getting married today. So, and so him and his wife are going to be coming back after the Nikkah, and I was just like, oh my God, this is so embarrassing. I guess it would have probably been around 6 or 7. We got in the car to go to the hotel. This was our first time, like, being alone together.
Married. Ameer turns to me. So you guys, I am such an awkward person. I do the most awkward things, and halfway halfway through it, I know I should stop because it's super awkward and it makes people uncomfortable. But I just can't help myself. I just got to continue. So Ameer turns to me, you know, so romantically. It was like, you know, this is the first time we've been alone together, married. And I say,
keep going, babe.
I'm trying to. And I say, no, it's not. Okay, I'm trying. I say, no. I look at him dead in his eyes. I'm like, no, it's not. But it's the first time I could do this. And I like grab his ear and like put my fingers and like do some creepy weird stuff like this. I'm like, it's the first time I could do this.
And I just kind of cringed.
He cringed
and I looked at her and I was like, and I remember like my throat was like,
his face.
And I'm driving. I'm like, this girl is weird. I'm thinking this girl is so weird. I said almost nothing else to her.
Nothing. And I knew when my arms were halfway there that I should stop. But I continued. My plan wasn't to touch his ear originally. My plan was to hold on.
That's enough of that.
My plan was just to go like this. Like, oh, it's the first time you know I could actually touch you. That was my plan. But
yeah,
the ear was exposed.
She grabbed my ear, and I'm just like,
the ear was exposed and calling my name.
So we went to the hotel and everything.
The guy looked at us in such a creepy way.
Yeah, he did.
He had like this creepy smile. He was like, "Have a good night." I was like, what happened? He's like, I'll tell you, just go.
Friday morning, that's when the drama started.
So Friday morning, I get a phone call from someone, from two people actually, but the first someone, I'm not going to mention. First someone, they call me and they tell me that they're not going to the wedding because of a certain guest. And then I'm like, okay, well, do you want me to tell this guest not to come? So the second person calls me and say, they're not going to the wedding if this guest does not go to the wedding. So I had these two people who need to be at the wedding tell me that they're not going to come.
Yeah.
They're not going to come to my wedding because of this person. And at this point, I'm fed up. And Ameer is like, you know, he's like, you know, don't worry about it. Just relax. You know, this is our day. Don't trip about it. If they don't want to come, they don't want to come. And I was like, you know what, you're right. You're right. So, you know, alhamdulillah, that put me at ease. And I was just like, okay. And then they called back and they're like, okay, you know what, fine, we'll go. And I was like, okay, oh my God, why are you guys starting on this drama? Anyway, so then we run around. Then we go to Juma for the first time together. That was fun. Then we have our Walima.
Our Walima was really nice.
It was nice. It was simple. We stayed in the car for like 20 minutes because we didn't feel like going in.
She had picked out these freaking high heels that she couldn't walk in.
They were so cute. I still have those.
Oh my God, that was so funny.
I walk in, you know, sit down, get my picture taken, and just wanted the whole thing to be over because it's so boring. Getting married is so boring.
It's just a process of letting everyone know that you're finally married.
Yeah.
And people want to share in your experience.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. They want food. That's it.
We had no leftovers.
No, we did not.
They ate all of our food.
Yeah, our parents cooked all the food. Our parents and your grandparents. They cooked all of the food.
Yeah, it was all so
They were so, that was so nice of them, babe. They really just did cook all of our food.
Yeah, they did.
They cooked a lot of food, too.
Dang,
alhamdulillah. That pretty much concludes our story part 3. Like,
yeah, we were married at that point. And
yeah, we got married, and then I didn't move in right away. I waited about a week, maybe.
Yeah,
originally it was supposed to be a month.
Yeah.
Originally it was supposed to be a month, but I took a week off of work to have, you know, some time with him, and then after that I was like, okay, he's not a serial killer. I could move in with him like right now. So after that, I quit my job.
No, you want to stay so you can make money and be with your
That's what I told you. That's what I told you. I told you that because I didn't want to tell you that. I was kind of afraid to move in with you.
No.
But I was scared to move in with you. So I was like, let me wait.
Yeah, I was fine with it. I was like, man, shoot, I'm chilling. I can do me.
So after spending that week with you, I realized that you're not a crazy guy. And I was like, I can move in with him. So I put my 2 weeks in at work, and everyone was like, oh my God, why are you doing this all of a sudden? And everyone at work knew I was married, so I could play that like husband card. Like, my husband really wants me to move in with him. He really wants me to move in, and I can't say no to that. I love this job, but he's my husband now. So I moved in with you. I quit my job and became a housewife, which was super boring.
That's part 3.
That's part 3. You're done with our story.
May Allah make it easy for all of us.
Next week we're gonna do constructive criticism and how to tell your spouse something and how to receive that something.
Oh yeah. Q&A out.